disasters that may happen because of
yes,
non-compliance.
صح.
Yes.
Especially if they will not allow them to import their products.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
I agree. Thank you, Hiba, for your input. Anyone else? Since we are doing virtually.
Hello, السلام عليكم.
أهلا دكتور كيفك?
Good evening for everybody.
Good evening.
I would like just to give a simple example for intervention between RA professionals and other departments within the same organization. So I will give a simple example regarding logistics and supply chain. I will give you as an example. A majority of us, we are registering our medicines in Ministry of Health and Prevention. And in the last stage, we are requested to make analysis for the first shipment. So one of the most important rules for logistics and supply chain is to procure and to provide you with the reference standards, impurities required for analysis in addition to the samples from the first shipment. So this will be collaboration between regulatory and logistics.
Yes.
I agree 100%.
Thank you, Doctor.
From
Thank you
marketing
so
and
Yes,
marketing and sales. Can I complete or?
Yes, please go ahead.
Please, Doctor.
Yeah, from marketing and sales point of view, usually collaboration between regulatory and marketing and sales. I will give a simple example regarding promotional materials or any scientific literatures or brochures that require to be prepared by marketing and sales. It required RA collaboration in terms, as example, of compliance with of these promotional materials with approved labeling, approved SMBC or packaging material. How can we collaborate with finance? Usually collaboration with finance sometimes in terms of getting some agreements to be approved between, as example, local manufacturer and internal agent or external manufacturer with local manufacturer in terms of, as example, secondary packaging agreement, how this agreement could be achieved. So this will be a collaboration between regulatory affairs point of view and finance. PV, in simple points, usually PV, they do their own activities in terms of collecting, review the data required for PV activities in general. Usually regulatory, they take a vital role in terms of quality recalls or any side effects that may happen. They can support PV department to collect the needed data, prepare the reporting, and submit, as example, PSURs to the health authorities. So by this, we can understand how is the vital role of regulatory affairs department to interfere with other departments available within the same organization. And also, I would like to add, we can collaborate also with business development people. As you know, some or the majority of generic companies and multinational companies, they have market access and business development departments. Business development departments, usually they could not perform due diligence for a new marketing till they got an approval from regulatory affairs department. So we can add also business development to the other departments to this presentation. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you.
Hello all. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Hi, Bayan.
Can we share thoughts with you?
Please go ahead.
Thank you. I would like to add the medical department, let's say the pharmacists or PharmDs or the clinical pharmacists in the multinational companies, for example, or the pharmaceutical industry sector who go to discuss some of label use and key insights with key opinion leaders from the health authorities, maybe. So the regulatory affairs people have a little role here with the area or the scope of the clinical trials, the literature, what are the main topics to be discussed with the health or those key personnel. So I think that the medical department plays and regulatory affairs play a major role in what's to be discussed with these personnel or not. In some cases, these discussions may be reflected then if there's let's say enough evidences or there's a clear clinical trials that have been let's say if there's a clear evidence, or if enough evidences or any of any use or indications, they might be then added to the SMBC or the leaflet maybe later as an indication. So it's a very nice, there would be a very nice work between the medical department and the regulatory affairs. Also, there's the quality department who are who receives the complaints from the people regarding the, let's say, the quality of the products in the market. So if there's any complaint, these complaints would be discussed internally between the QC and QA departments to really solve this issue with if there's any complaint reported to any of the health authorities.
Thank you for the
Thank you
input,
so
Bayan.
much.
Thank you. My voice is tired, but I just returned back from work. That's why.
حبيبتي بجنن. I'm still at work. I'm still
Thank
at
you.
work. بجنن. Don't worry. Thank you very much for your insight. Anyone else?
Doctor, if you allow me to add also, if you have time.
Please, Doctor.
Also, regulatory affairs, they directly collaborating with the quality assurance and the quality control departments in terms that, I will give you an example. In some cases, we have some variations related to our products. So performing this variation or getting the required data for this variation usually should be consulted by collaboration with regulatory affairs department. Also, I can add also technology transfer. Also, there is a huge interference or there is a huge collaboration between regulatory affairs and technology transfer team, by which they give an indication that this product could be technology transferred or not, based on the local requirements or not.
Yeah, that's a part of the manufacturing process.
Yes, yes.
Sure. Yes.
There's one thing that I would like to add.
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the legal departments. This plays a major role with the regulatory departments because, for example, if you are an originator, you have to, let's say, to save or to, let's say, register or to have a patent on your indications or your files or your formula, so no one can use it until the patency ends. Also, there's the data protection part, which gives the originators the right to, or the exclusivity to keep or to have the exclusivity to market their molecule or to market their products for a certain period of time, so they can make the profits, and then generics can start taking their, for example, molecule or their procedure to manufacture their products.
Great. Anyone else would like to add anything? Do we have anyone from Europe with us here who works as a regulatory affair in EU? No? Okay. Let's move forward, please, Kulthum.
Okay, sure. Of course, thank you so much for your examples and for your participation. As Dr. Ala mentioned, logistics it's have very important role and collaboration with regulatory affairs, because after registering the product, we need to make sure that the coming shipments or the coming products that will enter the country is compliant. The products are complying with the regulations and are matching with the submitted dossier in the Ministry of Health to avoid any problems in the clearance. And of course, sales and marketing. We need to understand the market needs. Need to make a priority list. And to also, we need to participate with these departments to make them understand and make them aware about the updates and regulations. For pharmacovigilance, of course, there is a very important role because pharmacovigilance is monitoring the product after the marketing. If there is any new indications that is not, or new information related to the product, or observation related to the product that is not labeled, not available in the label or approved by the regulatory body, we need to update this information. We need to update the available dossier, the available data in Ministry of Health, and we need to apply for manual variation. That's why collaboration is something very important to protect also the company and the organization. Now we will move to pharmacy management, and here also I need your participation. What do you know about pharmacy management?
Are we talking again about pharmacy management from regulatory affair point of view, Kulthum?
Yes, of course, Doctor. It's from regulatory affairs point of view, but
Okay.
first of all, we need to define what is pharmacy management. That's why I just want someone to participate and just elaborate more about it.
Can we have more interactive in this session, please?
Hi, everyone.
Hello again, Hiba. Hi.
So the pharmacy management, today there was another webinar also to train about traceability.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also from the regulatory point of view. We need to make sure that the traceability that is required by the authority is done from point of entrance to the country till it reaches the patient.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's dispensed through pharmacy, a retail pharmacy, community pharmacy, or hospital pharmacy.
How can you see the traceability is from the management?
Traceability from the management, because
so you are saying traceability as an example of pharmacy management, right?
Yes.
So how can you see that, if you can elaborate more?
The medicines that or the products, whether it's pharmaceutical or medical device,
Mm-hmm.
once they enter to the agent,
Mm-hmm.
they have to reach the dispensing facility.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be accounted for. There is a system that's been used in Bahrain now.
Yes, I know the GS1 and traceability serialization things happening, but
Yes.
but I could not yet link what is the relation between traceability and management. Kulthum, if you can highlight more, do you get her connection in traceability? Do you mean managing the process, the SOP, Hiba?
Not exactly the SOP. SOP would be one part as well, but I meant managing the
project.
Yes, the in and out of the pharmacy.
Okay.
Okay.
So managing the project to apply and to be effectively useful.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay. Good idea. Well, I did not think about it this way. That's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hiba, for your participation. Our main focus now, in addition to your point, the function of regulatory affairs in pharmacy management is the leadership and the strategic planning. Because before we start with the project, because we are speaking about a business, we are speaking about the project. Project means to register a product, whether it's generic or innovator. We need to analyze the data. We need to also to put a certain schedule and forecast for the registration of the product, because also this will affect the sales and marketing of our product. So we can, the main function is the leadership and the strategic planning, for the project. This is what I meant in this slide.
But the point that Hiba aligned with us on, it makes sense as well for me.
Of course.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned in addition to Hiba idea, we have this idea.
Yeah.
Just wanted to add that in Jordan, we mention or we make like a notification or variation to inform JFDA that we are going to apply the sterilization or data matrix on the outer back of the product. So it's part of our regulations here in Jordan.
Okay.
Hi everyone, this is
Hello.
Rafa.
Hi, Rafa.
Going back to the point that Hiba raised regarding the traceability, and I think traceability, usually we link it with the counterfeit medicines and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is this part of the pharmacy management? Like, can we include the counterfeit, anti-counterfeit campaigns and so on under the pharmacy management, or it's something like irrelevant to the pharmacy management or something related to somewhere else?
This is actually what Hiba highlighted, and I did not get it at the first point. She meant if you have a project that align with the regulatory department, then you can do the management work on it. So it's under project management. So project of traceability or serialization, the project of unifying your labels is a project. The project of getting a new ads approval, the project. So it's a project that you need to work with a different department and you need to manage people around.
Very nice, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for Hiba actually to arise that.
Thank you so much.
Yes. And what Kulthum is saying about leadership and strategic management also makes sense. Going back to your presentation.
Dr. Ma, I have a question.
Please.
If you allow me, just quickly. In compounding pharmacies, what is the role of regulatory affairs as a function in compounding pharmacies? Do we have any? Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
I'm just asking. I have some idea, and I need to verify the information. Do we have any vital role in compounding pharmacies or not?
Yes. I will get back to answer this question after the presentation. I just want Kulthum to be on the flow today of her presentation, and then we will go back to all questions.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I just also want to mention that one of the important functions of regulatory affairs in pharmacy management is the collaboration. The collaboration with other departments will help us to implement the regulatory affairs intelligence and to accomplish our goal by planning, by preparing strategic plan, contingency plan, and applying all the pharmacy management or management in general skills to reach our goal or target. Because at the end, we are we are doing our role, we are implementing, we are performing our role as regulatory affairs practitioner, but also we need to consider the business part. Okay, now we will move to some more examples of other departments related to regulatory affairs. Here, the collaboration between regulatory affairs and quality assurance. And as my colleague Bayan mentioned, Bayan, do you want to mention anything here? Again, I think you mentioned something about quality assurance.
Yes, I had mentioned, but the floor is yours, so please continue your slides. We need to hear more from you.
Okay, thank you. Here, first of all, the definition of quality assurance is monitoring and reviewing test results and practice intended to ensure quality and avoid mistakes and problems. Regulatory affairs professionals are concerned with ensuring products that are complying with government regulations and legislation. So we need to avoid mistakes. We need to avoid problems. Maybe if there is any batch not complying with the regulation or the approved information, maybe this will lead to recall of this batch, and this will affect our sales and our business. And also, we need to avoid such problems. That's why it's very important to make sure that product is complying with the regulation.
Can I add something here?
Please.
Yes.
Yes. Regarding the quality assurance and the quality control systems, it's important to have a well-established systems in our, let's say, manufacturing site, because when we need to register any manufacturing site, it's important to assure, to mention in the site master file that these systems are well established and the SOPs are well validated, because if we don't have such well-established systems, we can't really take the accreditation or the approval on the manufacturing site or the production lines that we have in our manufacturing, and there is no registration for any product. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you please allow me to add some points here?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just need to add here, quality control and quality assurance is part of a quality management system in any manufacturing organization. The most important role for quality management system is to make sure that the whole organization, as well as the manufactured product, comply with the CGMP requirements. And here in this point, we as a regulatory affairs people are responsible to make sure that our products has been manufactured as per CGMP requirements, as well as local health authority requirements, and make sure that the quality and safety of the product that we are registering is met as per company or quality management standards.
I agree.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yes.
In addition to that, of course, there are some requirements and procedures that need to be followed by the manufacturer. Also, the documentation and the documentation, especially for the GMP, as you mentioned.
Great.
Okay. Anyone need to want to add anything?
Let's go to the next.
Okay. So at the end here, I wanted to ask a question. This question, sorry, because this I'm receiving the same question from different practitioners in regulatory affairs, especially who joined this field recently. What is the difference in the role of regulatory affairs practitioner in scientific office, local agent, and manufacturer? So anyone want to answer this question?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Actually, I have been working in scientific office and manufacturer and local agent. I can say that's a manufacturer like the School for Regulatory Affairs, because we are involved in each small details of the drug, from being just importing the raw materials and everything, going through the production, the quality control, the quality assurance and inspection, Ministry of Health, release, analysis, and then the final pack release to the market. So every step in a drug production, you are involved as a regulatory affairs, and you are like you represent the Ministry of Health in your company, and you represent your company in the Ministry of Health. So you are engaged in more issues and problems, and related more to the production and inspection. In scientific office, the regulatory affairs role it's gonna be limited for documentation more than relations and access and everything, because you have to you just like coordinate between the guidelines and the global regulatory affairs. In local agent, I have been working for local agent here in UAE, not for a long time, but it's mainly like a coordination between the principals, the agents, and the health authorities. So it's not like the manufacturer. You just track the legalizations and the documents, and the GMP, the CPP, the CTD file, and the STD, the modules and everything. So it's gonna be like documentary role more than involved in the production itself. Thanks.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for the clear answer. Thank you. Okay, anyone have want to add more information?
Hi. I'd like to add to what Dr. Dua said. I think that the local agent and scientific office, the regulatory personnel would work more in the business side. So for the scientific office, they have to consider for the local agent, the local agent would have to consider whether this company that wants to enter the market is actually eligible through the documentations, or through are they complying to the regulations set by the authority in the local market. The same thing might be for the scientific more than the manufacturer. The manufacturer will be more scientific, like Dr. Dua said, and more into the process of manufacturing. But scientific and local agents, I think they would be more oriented towards business and pharmacovigilance than the manufacturer. It's all about collaboration, after all, with the different departments. So the regulatory, I think, would collaborate more with the pharmacovigilance and business and marketing in scientific office and in local agencies.
So much, Hiba. Thank you. Yes, as Hiba and Dr. Dua mentioned, the main difference is that the manufacturer, the regulatory affairs department in manufacturer, will prepare the dossier from the scratch. So in scientific office and local agents, it will be more. They will understand the regulation locally and the regulation in the principle in the country of origin, and they will do the proper communication to collect the dossier and to collect the papers from the manufacturer, who will create the dossier from the scratch to be able to submit the dossier in the regulatory authority.
Okay.
Dr. Munay, you have anything to add?
No, I believe it depends on the. Most of them have the same skills to go with as a regulatory affair, where you need to be accurate in your work, communication skills, orientation of people around you. As we Hiba said, and the other people that share with us, Dr. Ala, also management skills. However, each of them has a different aspect. Scientific office is more into working with people outside the country and the head office and the manufacturer. Local agent, it's more with the sales and marketing and end user. Manufacturers, maybe they will be working more on the scientific background analysis and SMPCs and all this relation. But yes, at the end of the day, we are all having a role to get a product safety effectively with a good quality to the public health.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Would you like to proceed, Kulthum, or this is your last slide?
Yeah, this is my last slide. Now, if anyone have a question, share your question with us, or we can discuss any.
Yes. Can you stop sharing your slides if you don't mind?
Will do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to actually meet and see people around today. Rafa, can we ask you to stop recording since we finished the session? And let's meet people.
Recording stopped.
Thank you. We have today 52 attendees, although we have more than 400 participants. I would like your input if you want to know more about what Kulthum was saying today. And I will answer first, as I promised Dr. Ala, regarding the compounding pharmacy. Compounding pharmacy was not allowed in the GCC region. It's more in other Middle East region. But recently they have allowed them. And there is a specific regulation for that, where regulatory affairs should be interfere in that. Each compounding pharmacy has their own label and has their own approval on the labels and on the content with analysis certificate to be approved by the committee. Dr. Ala, are you still there?
Sorry, Doctor?
Are you still there? Did I answer your question, or do you want me to elaborate better?
Can you please just elaborate better, please?
The compounding pharmacy, there is two kinds of compounding. One compounding pharmacy where they do a specific products and the specific labeling to a specific doctor. The derma doctor nowadays is looking for their own brands of cosmetics or their own brands of whitening cream, anti-wrinkles. This is as an example.
Sure.
So compounding pharmacy will do a specific composition for them by their name with their label, and they got approval from the committee in the authorities, Ministry of Health, on that label with that specification. And every time they do it, they need to write the batch number and get a confirmation from Ministry of Health. The other section of compounding pharmacy is that when there is a patient who is having a severe case and they need to do a specific product for him, then usually what happens, the prescription of the doctor goes to a committee in the ministry, and they got approval that this can be done, and they do one piece or two piece or one dose for the patient, and they cannot replace the order again unless they have a different patient and different approval.
So we can say that it's
regulated.
Yeah, I can say there is limited rule for regulatory affairs department compounding pharmacies.
Yes.
Perfect.
They don't have importation. They don't have they do have analysis, of course, and they do have, but not the high stability study and other required QC lab requirements.
Yes, because it's considered selective products based on professional requirements.
Specific criteria. صح.
Yes.
Any other question? Anyone would like to introduce himself to the others, and maybe we will know each other better? Shall we go with a round of 30 seconds of each one to tell us from where is he and what is his name and what he is working as? What do you think? Dr. Ala, do you want to start?
if you allow me just to add some points, because my kids, they are fighting now, so I left so I just need to add some points regarding the role of regulatory affairs department.
Please.
In 1-2 minutes in manufacturing site, scientific office, or the agents. Actually, in the wide rule, it will be in the manufacturing sites. Who's the regulator available in the manufacturing site? Because his role will be contribute mainly to prepare the dossier by itself. He will or she will prepare the dossier by collecting the required data from different departments. That let's take an CTD as an example. So the Regulatory Affairs Department will be responsible to prepare administrative module, which is module 1, collect the technical data, clinical data, non-clinical data from other departments, and combine all of them in one dossier. So the Regulatory Affairs person interfere with all of these departments needed to provide the documents or information related to each and every specific section in the CTD modules. For the regulatory affairs people who's working in, they will also consider vital as a scientific office. Mainly the scientific office, let's say as per our understanding here in this region, it represents an outside company by which they have their own, let's say, manufacturing site. They have their own global or international regulatory affairs department. They receive the dossiers, check the dossiers as per local requirements, and submit the dossier. From the agent point of view, also professional regulatory people, they can work in agents. We could not say that the colleagues working in agents or some has low importance than others. No, they have a vital role because they receive the ready-made dossiers. They requested to submit the dossiers as is. But professional people who understood the pharma industry or understood the technical requirements, they will not accept to submit the dossier as is. They will review the dossier, make sure that the dossier is comply with UAE requirements. As an example, I will take UAE as an example. Because, as example, some ingredients are allowed in other countries, Europe countries, which is not allowed in MENA countries. So we need to understand that this ingredient is not permitted to be used in any pharma product or medicinal product to be launched in UAE. So this will be main rules for different RA colleagues in different institutions like manufacturing, science, scientific rule, and agents or distributors.
I agree. Thank you for sharing.
My name is Ala Al-Shuqairat. I'm Regulatory Affairs Manager from local manufacturing facility, new facility called MicroSynergy. In brief, I have worked in Hikma, Jordan for almost 3 years in a quality assurance department and quality control department. Then I have joined Tabuk Pharmaceuticals as a regulatory affairs specialist. Then after 5 years, I became a regulatory affairs supervisor. Then I have joined one big distributor in Saudi Arabia, Sigala Group. It's called Sigala Group, responsible for regulatory affairs professionals for multinational companies. Then recently, in the last 3 years, I have joined MicroSynergy. From the beginning, it was still a building. There is nothing. So I have started to work with multiple departments, including IT also as a building management system. So I understood that the pharma industry from its core. Sorry for
Thank you.
Long time. Welcome.
If we can go with everyone who can introduce himself, but just by telling us his name, from where he is connecting, and what is his position now. Or if he is not working for regulatory, maybe we can help him to find a job as well. Please.
Hello.
Hi, Mariam.
Okay, I'll first introduce myself and then I have a question. So my name is Mariam. I'm from Egypt. I'm based here in UAE. I worked as a regulatory affairs associate in MSD. I joined in 2020.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
So my question is, if like a newly joiner to the regulatory affairs, what do you recommend or advise? How can we move forward? If MBA would help to increase our role in regulatory affairs, or what are the options we can have or do to move forward and improve in regulatory affairs?
When did you graduate, Mariam?
2019.
Okay. If you are a fresher, don't go for your master. You need at least 2 to 5 years to decide which master you want to go with.
Okay.
I have graduated and I have done my MBA after graduation. I cannot say that I did not get a benefit out of it. Of course, it adds. Always when you get an education, it add experience, it add knowledge, it add a lot of insights. But after sometimes you discover that you might go with a different master degree and then you do something else. So I did my regulatory affair master after 6 years, 7 years. So don't go with a master degree unless you know your pathway. You are working with this type of job 2 years up to 5 years. Maybe 2 years will be enough for you to decide, but some people needs more. So I always say 2 to 5 years and then go with your master. This is not, this is
regulatory affairs degree, like where do you recommend to take it? Or?
There is no master degree yet in our region. I got it from Austria, Vienna. Okay, this is one thing. Another thing, there is a lot of things rather than the master where it will help you to get better skills with regulatory affairs. The training that is happening for example, the ECTDs, if you are into technical. Some people cannot go into technical, but if you are into technical, there are some courses which is, it will not cost you a lot of time and a lot of money unless you verify what exactly you want and then you go with your master. Did you get my point? So maybe you can do a small courses. Now the courses available in the market, ECTD, PV, artificial intelligence, that's a big role coming up. Regulatory intelligence, what else? Labeling, serialization, traceability. There are a lot of small courses where they will help you to get a better skilled and reshaped your career. However, the master degree, you should know exactly what do you want to go for. Maybe after some time, 1 or 2 years in regulatory, maybe you shift your full intention to commercial, and then MBA will be better for you.
Okay.
I hope that I helped.
Yeah, sure. But from where the courses can, do you think that I can join? So
there is a lot of courses online. There is a lot of courses happening within the region. يعني, not only in UAE, in Egypt, in Saudi. There is a lot, and we are doing few of them. But I don't want to highlight our courses, but there is a lot of courses.
Okay, so joining, where? What do you mean you are doing them? Joining? Where
so we have some courses done by PRA. People who don't know me, my name is Mona Al-Musli. I am the co-founder and managing director of PRA Consultancy. We do some regulatory related courses. Whoever wants to more details about the courses, please type your name and email on the chat box. Our coordinator, Dr. Rafa, will come back to you with the details. However, these sessions with the IVPN is not about telling you about my courses, but it's more to enhance our regulatory. You can find a lot of courses, Mariam, online. Saudi has good courses, and Europe, if you can go to the FDA sometimes, TOPRA, RAPS, there are a lot of online courses, let's say.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I saw someone else who wants to answer. They raised up their hand, but I could not find the name again.
Zahra?
Yeah, Zahra. Is it Zahra? Anyone? Anyone wants to introduce himself? Is a more question. I can see Ghattas. Ghattas, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
First, let me thank Dr. Mona for this session, honestly. I've met Dr. Mona earlier this week. I know her since like 2 years. And every time she surprises us with all the initiatives regarding the regulatory affairs.
Thank you.
My name is Ghattas Saad Abu Dawood. I am currently pursuing my master's degree in clinical pharmacy from Gulf Medical University. And I am as well born and raised up in UAE. And I'm a hospital pharmacist. So regulatory affairs is something that I would believe Dr. Mona is so specialized in. So the right place, the right person in the right place. And unfortunately, honestly, I was not able to attend the full session because it clashed with another meeting. So I'll make sure to attend it fully later.
Actually, I was surprised seeing you here and knowing you that you are a clinical pharmacist. But why you are joining regulatory now? You have to tell me.
Well, honestly, let's be like an octopus having different parts.
Okay.
So to enjoy
Good job.
To enjoy the things that really needs to be added to us, and our field, it's all like mixed up. So you should have expertise in several things, not only in one thing. So that's it.
To a certain limit, Ghattas, then it will be a very hectic. Yeah, sure.
I totally agree. And I would also ask you about the artificial intelligence courses. If PRA is doing anything, I would appreciate that.
It's in the pipeline, but I don't want to speak about it now.
Kindly speak privately.
I'll let you know when something come up. We will let you know.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
We're lucky to have Dr. Mona, definitely.
Thank you, Ghattas. Thank you. Anyone else? Should I select someone else? Hiyam, please, Hiyam, unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello, I am Abdel Basit from Egypt.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
I'm clinical pharmacist, adult oncology.
Wow.
Why I'm attending this session? I want to know more about the regulatory affair.
Welcome on board. I'm so surprised to have a clinical pharmacist here. Actually, from my point of view, personally, I feel clinical pharmacists works very hard. Rather, everyone works hard, but clinical pharmacists, I feel they work really hard, and their job is really very hectic. Yes, actually, I cannot do it. God bless you all, but I'm not good at it. That's why. شرفتي. أهلا وسهلا.
Clinical. We love it, but we love it. We love clinical, but sometimes just you want to know more about more information about many fields, our other fields, especially that the regulatory affairs now. I guess it's on the spots.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong.
True. And you know that there will be a new regulation for all the clinical and CRO coming soon, يعني bil GCC countries.
Okay.
So clinical pharmacist has honestly to know about regulatory, because they will not be able to implement their practice unless they have a special criteria or SOPs. So we need to collaborate to get this done. Regulatory and clinical pharmacists. So welcome on board. You are in the right place.
I want also to ask you about.
Please.
Let them open the chat so we can.
It's not open, and I was going and asking everyone to write. Rafa, can you look into it?
No, it's not open.
Everyone. I think it's open now. I'm very sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
We want to know more information if there is any courses we can take or something.
Yes, whenever there is anything, we will let you know. Can please you try to write on the chat box and see if it is available now?
Yes, please, because I think it was
available.
Yes, working. Thank you, Ghattas. If there is any, you can follow my LinkedIn and our page on LinkedIn. If there is any training, I will certainly share it with you all. If you have any kind of question, please feel free to send me an email or to send me even a message on LinkedIn. I answer it frequently on daily basis. But honestly, on this platform, I don't want to speak about my training. I want just to keep it neutral, working professional on regulatory to help people to come on board.
Just the last question, to be online. So as I'm from Egypt, so I can attend.
Yes, you can.
Online, right?
You can. It's a worldwide platform. We have people from Africa. We have people from Saudi. We have people from Syria. So anyone can attend.
Thank you so much. And
Pleasure.
thank you for this session. Thank you.
حبيبتي شرفتيني. Someone called Veren, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I am Viren. I am from India.
Yes.
I am working in clinical research, but a part of that is bioanalytical research scientist. Okay. I want to know that basically I am from India. Whether I want to do job in a Arab countries or UAE or GCC regulatory. Is there any provision or requirement for that, or means any entrance tests for?
So you want to relocate and you are looking for a job in the Gulf countries, right?
Yes.
First of all, you need to prepare your LinkedIn very well. And the next session, it will be, I believe, on 12th of December or 15th of December. It will be announced soon, and you will get an emails about LinkedIn professional from regulatory aspect and pharmacist aspects. Vivek, our speaker, will help you to let you know how to do your LinkedIn and how can you reach people in better way. After you do your LinkedIn, please add all the recruiters that are working in the GCC region. And then from there, they can see your profile. And of course, there is a lot of companies who is looking to get people from India. But I don't have a specific place that I will tell you, send your CV and then you will get. At the end of the day, it's luck and result.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay. Anyone else? Since who was interacting with us? Hiba? Is she here or she left?
Yes, Doctor, I'm here.
Hiba, tell us about you. Where are you from?
I'm based in Bahrain. From Egypt originally. So I work with a local agent in Bahrain and with a CRO in Egypt. And
who's the local agent in Bahrain?
The local agent is KMH Afaq. It's a holding group. We're importing medicines, food supplements, cosmetics, medical devices.
Welcome on board.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
Habibti, one more thing, to get all the update on the group, because I think many of you have attended today with the link that we have shared it on the WhatsApp groups and LinkedIn. I will also ask Rafa to put on the chat box our listserv, IVPN listserv regulatory group. You join us, you register yourself with us, and then whenever we have a meeting, you got an update on your email. Who else? Bayan, you want to tell us about yourself?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Bayan Adar. I'm a pharmacist based in Jordan. Is my voice clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I've been graduated in 2016 from Applied Science Private University here in Jordan. I did my internship in Hikma Pharmaceuticals, so I was trained in Hikma and in all the departments: medical affairs, QC, QA, medical affairs department. It's like the BV department, but connects BV and equality complaints, business and marketing departments as well. R&D department also. After graduation, I worked in a community pharmacy. Then I had find a job to start my passion, working as a regulatory in the field of regulatory affairs. And then since that time, I had start working in the field of regulatory registering all products. I'm also a member of the Continuous Professional Development Committee at Jordan Pharmacists Association. I was one of a group of people who developed the guidelines for the Jordanian pharmacists. Thank you. If anyone needs any help, I have 4 years of experience in the field of regulatory, so feel free to ask any help, and I can help anyone who needs to. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Habibti.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Umnia ولا Amnia?
It is Omnia.
Omnia.
Hi, Doctor. How are you?
Hello, أهلا وسهلا.
I'm Omnia. I'm from Iraq, but I'm resident in Jordan. I'm a fresh graduate pharmacist from ASU, working as a research assistant, and I'm lately interested in RA department, and I'm looking forward for a traineeship in the private sector in Jordan. I attended this webinar to know more about the regulatory affairs, and it was very insightful. So, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming. Anyone else would like to? Shall I name someone else? Let's see. Ghadir, are you ready to come and tell us about yourself? No, Ghadir. طيب جهاد. مدلة، فؤاد، ماهر، أسماء. ما حدا. Dr. Sultan.
Doctor, I'm facing a little bit issue with the network, so I will be sending you all the link for registration as Dr. Muna said. If not now, I will send it via email.
Sure. Thank you very much.
I'll try to do it now.
Thank you, حبيبتي. Anyone else?
Hi.
Hi. مين نقل هاي؟
Hi. I'm Maimuna Waisi.
Hello.
I'm actually a medical student in Turkey, Istine University. So I entered this webinar to know more about the regulatory, especially I hear about it a lot from my sister. So it was a good thing to enter. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming.
By the way, Dr. Muna, Maimuna
She is your sister?
Yes, and yeah, she's interested. Yani she like to know more about.
Welcome on board, Maimuna. خلاص, we consider that you are a regulatory since Kulthum is your
Thank
sister.
you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
actually, I don't know if it's gonna help me in medicine, but maybe. I think all of them can.
It's all connected. At the end of the day, you need regulatory and legal aspects to go further with your medical thing.
Yeah, and actually, I'm interested in pharmacy in general, so it's good to enter. Thank you.
Very good. Welcome on board. Asma, thank you for raising up. Please. تفضلي. Asma, do you want to unmute yourself? طب نرجع نقول أسماء تانية. Marwa is with us. Marwa, can you hear me? سعاد, رغيد, جهاد. ما شاء الله, very nice names. فؤاد.
Dr. Mona, I would like to say something to you really.
Please, Mariam.
I would really first thank you for this session. And thank you for the second time because you are the first person who enlightened me about regulatory affairs and made me interested through the conference. You know, it was held in before, and I met you there before.
Thank you. I'm passionate about it. That's why you need to get some vibes from me. Otherwise, it will not work. Yes, Mariam, thank you very much and wish you a great future in regulatory. شو no one else خلاص نسكر نروح على البيت. By the way, today, yes.
اسمحي لي اضيف اضافه بسيطه.
Please.
مش احكيها بالعربي ولا احكي بالانجلش زي ما بدكم يعني. I would like to thank you all for your interest, especially you are coming with the right person who can help or support you in terms of regulatory affairs. Dr. Muna, she is pioneer in this topic, and she's always supportive. I can tell you that regulatory affairs is considered the heart of pharma industry. All departments are working as linked to each others, are considered a team. But the main important organ or the main important component is regulatory affairs, because regulatory affairs for any pharma organization is like a heart for a body. So it gives you the power, it gives you the life, it gives you everything. So we are considered professional people. We are considered discriminated people. So even if you can consider this rule is simple, no, it's not simple, but it's not hard to understand, to work on yourself, to educate yourself, to take the expert people advice, how to proceed, how to go. My advice from my personal, try to understand the regulatory affairs from the top, then go deeply for each and every components of in pharma industry, so you can gain the information required, follow the required courses, try to educate yourself, discuss with the professional people. Actually, discussing with the people who work in this field is much more important, like we have done today. We are discussing too many topics, so we understand from each other. I could not say that I know everything. I could not say, Dr. Mana, I know everything.
No one knows everything. Yeah.
We still learning. We're still learning from each other. If you give me information, right now we are 40 people. If just only each and every person give one information, this is 40 new information that we can get within 1 hour. So let's collaborate. Let's give each other's like كأخوان كأخوات.
Yes, we are here to support each other. Regulatory affair people are soft to the extent they can match colors and do a new labels for a medicine, and they are harsh and strong to the place where they can kill a lot of people. So we need to support each other to get the right decisions on everything happening around regulatory.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. Anyone else? Please collaborate with us and tell us about yourself. ارجع قول اسماء. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Amina.
أهلا إيمان.
Yes. How are you?
Good, fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Now, this is Iman Al-Hajmi. I'm regulatory affairs specialist, talking from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Bravo. أهلا.
Thank you. Now, unfortunately, I got the link to this nice event very late, and I joined immediately, but unfortunately, it was ending, يعني. But I hope that I'll join such meetings much more يعني, in the future.
Welcome.
Thank you. Dr. Now, I have a question actually, and I don't know if I can.
Please.
We can discuss it here. Now, I started to hear rumors around that the regulatory affairs future, or the regulatory affairs specialists and professionals will have more futures in the medical devices companies more than the pharmaceutical. And actually, I was surprised, or I don't know, I couldn't evaluate this statement if it's true or false. I know there's no true false in the regulatory. Maybe
this is a good topic to discuss. First of all, I don't know. I'm facing a lot of a challenge with the new, because I give lectures in Dubai Pharmacy College for the graduate the last year of pharmacy, and people who want to work in regulatory, they are all looking into pharma. I don't know, because they are a pharmacist, or they think that pharmacists have to work only in pharma, and that is the top of the hierarchy. I don't know. But honestly speaking, from my point of view, you can work less with a higher salary with cosmetics. You can work less with a higher salary with medical devices. You can get into a different aspect of regulatory, sometimes pharmacovigilance, sometimes regulatory affair nowadays having more than 10 or 12 classifications under regulatory: labeling, advertisement, medical devices. Now, why medical devices is more opportunities? True, there is more opportunities in medical devices companies than a pharma companies, because pharma companies regulatory department are already set up, and people usually from pharma companies, they have their huge headquarters somewhere. especially if you are talking about the Gulf countries. They have a headquarter in Europe where they have 200 people working in the pharmacy, in the manufacturer and in the headquarter as a regulatory, and they need 1 or 2 people for their scientific office or medical store in the region, and it is set up. However, the medical device regulation is now picking up, and now they are arranging it. And now this 2 days, today and tomorrow, we are having ACRAS conference. It's aesthetic and cosmetics conferences, but only regulatory. It talks about the regulation in the Middle East, how it is picking up, and the authorities come together and discuss a topic, certain topic. For example, some of you might be aware, the challenging topic now is about filler registration. Does it require a stability study with a high end quality and the top stability study required for pharma? In Saudi, they were asking for ECTD files for fillers, which is a medical device in country of origin. How can you obtain an ECTD for a medical device? And after that, they changed their idea and they get back and they said, yes, it's a medical device. Another challenge comes up now with the Ministry of Health in UAE. Medical devices, hyaluronic acid filler has to be priced according to what he will price it. The pharma product, usually when they got it priced according to the wholesale price, the API, the country of origin price, the reimbursement of insurance. But it's not the case in our region, and it's not the case on medical devices. So there is always a new things happening in medical device. They are not stable. That's why there is more positions. The more unstable regulation, the more positions come up. Dr. Ala this afternoon was asking about compounding pharmacy. Compounding pharmacy is a big gray area. Wherever there is a problems and gray areas, we have more job to do. It's like the lawyer. Wherever there are problems, the lawyer will work more, right? So the same thing with the medical devices. It's not yet clear. They don't have a clear regulation, and they don't have a clear impact of this regulation. That's why you have a lot. So you cannot say that there is a demulch in pharma and upgrade in medical devices, but there is a new opening in medical devices since it's becoming regulated.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, you are right, because it's so much.
Good.
Now, as I can see, yes, for SFDA, Saudi FDA is putting a lot of effort in the medical devices, and a lot of regulations coming on, and the medical devices, especially they have started with the classification guidelines. I believe
they have done a new department since few years, MEDMA. So MEDMA is only for medical devices. That's mean how the impact. Can you imagine authority having a new entity for medical device registration? Can you imagine how many positions they will be held? That's why there is a lot of new jobs for medical devices.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramona. Thank you. يعطيك العافية.
عافيكي. Any other questions? Hello? Abdullah? Abdullah, you are unmuted. Do you want to speak to us? Abdullah? Okay, someone else? Another 5 minutes, I'm going to close the session. So please let me know if you want to speak to us and let us know more about you. No? Are we done for today? So please keep up with us. By maximum tomorrow, you will get the registration link for IVPN regulatory. Keep your calendar on with us. We will be having a 1 month session as a presentation, and we will try to have another meeting during this month. Yani every month we will have 2 meetings. One is a presentation and one is a discussion. And I'll ask you to grab your coffee and come and discuss anything you want with us. Thank you for our coordinator, Dr. Rafa. Thank you for our speaker today, Kulthum. She is one of our active group. And thank you for Bayan also. She is one of the active group as well. Please let us know whenever you need a support. We are here for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Doctor, I shared the registration link. You can find it in the chat. Also, I will share it in the email. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Kulthum.
Thank you.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you and good night. Take care of yourselves and see you soon. Bye.